This is the Pan-European Battleship Niord. It is one of the two main rewards in the Party Around the World campaign for August 2025, and this particular campaign is absolutely free. There is no Admiralty backing fee. All you have to do is play the game and pick a ship, and in this case, we're going to go over the Niord. And in the patch notes, I thought that this ship was overpowering, and I based that on the fact that the torpedoes seem to be pretty spectacular. A really quick main battery reload and a really quick traverse speed all spelled an awesome ship, I thought, but it turns out the ship's main gun performance is more like the legendary American battleship Florida before it was buffed. It doesn't really seem to do all that much. And with that, let's get into the setup of the ship and the commander, who is Janko Yukovich. You can see that I have him maxed out at 16 Legendary 4. His base trait is stone skinned. Fire duration is improved, is cut down by 10%. And then for inspirations, we have our main accuracy, armor piercing, damage inspiration going here with Andrew Cunningham. Concentrated devastation. Battleship main battery shell grouping is improved by 5%. And then Robert Giuseppe Borer, which improves armor piercing, shell penetration multiplier. And these are all free to play commanders. Reckless Gunman is the first skill, which improves the battleship main battery reload time, but you do take a hit on a torpedo acquisition range. Crisscross is the next one, which improves the traverse speed of the main guns. And then here on second thought is what we've selected rather than Firefighter. And this is mainly to improve the main battery reload time, but it also quickens up the switching of main battery shells. Once they are fully loaded, they will switch over to the next type of shell, the alternate shell, 55% quicker. Then we have Reaching Out XXL for the fourth skill rather than Master Mechanic. I wanted to go with the main battery range because that was kind of a issue here with Niord, as you're going to see in the specs. Will to rebuild, kind of standard. Amount of HP recovered is 110% because I have them. Have Yukovich ranked maxed out, not ranked, maxed out at Legendary 4. Amount of HP recovered is, like I said, 110%. Repair party duration gets cut in half, but that gets compensated by the huge amount of HP recovered. The special effect will auto-repair when your HP is equal to or less than 20%, and that happens within 3.5 kilometers of an allied ship. So I might as well go over the other preset here that I have, and this is with one of the, it's essentially identical, except I've got another inspiration here. And this is Colorado, to really quicken the reload time yet again. So if you happen to have Colorado, go ahead and use this preset because it does give a little bit better performance on the main battery reload than the second preset here with the free-to-play commander. So these are my two options, Colorado and John Fisher, which improves the main battery reload time and main battery range. So this is all about quickening the main battery range and reload times, where this preset is all about armor piercing shell damage. And yeah, free to play. Those are my two options. Select one of those and go with it as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's go over the upgrades that I have for the Niord. And Aiming Systems Mod 1, which improves the battleship dispersion, main battery dispersion, torpedo launcher traverse speed, and secondary battery firing range, and its dispersion. And then here, Propulsion Mod 2, which cuts in half the time taken to reach full power. Concealment System Mod 1, which improves the detection range by 10%, so you're a little bit more hidden, and your incoming fire dispersion is scattered just a little bit more. It doubles up on a fully upgraded camo or skin. Main Battery Mod 3 is the fourth upgrade slot, and this helps out the main battery reload time yet again but the traverse speed does take a little bit of a hit, and we will see here that it won't really matter when we look at the specs. Loadout, HE shells, armor-piercing shells, and torpedoes. These are awesome torpedoes, as it turns out. Consumables, damage control party, 15-second duration, reloads every 76 seconds, and you will not run out of those consumables. Repair party consumable partially restores the ship's HP by repairing any light damage at the rate of 670 hit points per second. It runs for 14 seconds, and it reloads every 76 seconds, and we have 3 of those. Then we have sonar. Torpedo acquisition range is 3.3 kilometers, 4.7 for ships, 98-second duration, and it reloads every 171 seconds. And we have 2 of those, and we have a couple of enhanced secondary targeting, but the secondaries are not that great, so we're not going to go over that. And here I've got these boosters maxed out, but that could change depending on the match. Do not forget to set up the Niord flag once you get the ship. Camo, a ship comes with a Type 9 premium permanent camouflage. Sea detectability range and fire dispersion is 4.5% respectively. Specs, survivability hit points is 63,900. Armor is 18 to 360 millimeters with a 20% torpedo damage reduction. Artillery is 95. If you go with the other commander, that will be 96. And the range is 18.2. Range will be almost 20 kilometers with the other setup that you saw. Reload time is 18.8 seconds, 17 seconds with Colorado as a commander, as an inspiration, and John Fisher with your reload time. 180-degree traverse time is 27 seconds. That is pretty good. 4,400 with a 34% chance of setting fire with the HE shells. Armor piercing with both setups is maximum of 11,600. Secondaries, not much to speak about. And then the torpedoes, you have 4 launchers of 5 torpedoes each. That is awesome. 20 torpedoes you can get in the water, and they reload every 140 seconds, so a little over 2 minutes. Maximum damage is 10,700, which is a little low, but still 14-kilometer range, which is awesome, and an 86 knot speed, which is absolutely astounding for a battleship torpedo. Wow. Okay, and you will see in the highlight video that you do get some action out of these torpedoes. AA defenses is awesome. You will probably knock down a lot of craft, if not aircraft, if not get a clear sky medal outright. Maneuverability 33 knots, pretty quick. Turning circle radius is almost a kilometer. Rudder shift time is about what you would expect for a battleship. Concealment 13-kilometer range. By sea 10.9 by air. If you're firing in the smoke, that will be 13.8 kilometers. All right, here is the armor, and this looks pretty good with orange and yellow armor all around. And let's see on the bow, that is 32 millimeter armor, can cause 16-inch guns and lower caliber to ricochet. That is awesome. And same thing here with the sides. And yeah, you are pretty well protected here. But let's see what happens if you remove all the armor and take a look at the Citadel. What do we got going on here? That does look pretty good, but there is just a little bit, looks like just a hair above the water. Citadel is pretty good, but either way, let's see what this is. So it's 29 to 33 on the bow. 34 to 75 all around the entire Citadel. So the armor does look pretty good, all things considered, but still, even though this looks pretty good, you will get taken out. I have easily gotten taken out, with Citadel hits from my opponents, and that is because this is basically, as you're going to see in the overview, this is basically a World War I battle cruiser design, as it turns out. Okay, superior HE pen, above average HE shell penetration, and there is some thoughts out there that you want to stick with HE because the armor piercing is so ineffective. So you want to keep that in mind. Area of denial, above average number of available torpedo tubes, and that is certainly true, as well as super fast torpedoes. So then the Niord is a fast battleship with a similar layout to World War I era German battlecruiser designs. There you go. There is your battlecruiser design. Had history taken a different course, Niord might have been laid down in Germany by 1918, bought by Sweden in the 1920s, and gradually completed by the end of the 1930s. The battleship's artillery armament is supplemented with 4 quadruple tube torpedo launchers. Year of design is 1930. There were no ships in the series, but we certainly have the ship here in the game. Like I said, it is free if you complete the campaign. It's either that, your choices are either the Niord or a Japanese Tier 8 destroyer. So that's it for the setup of the ship and the commander. Let's go out in a standard battle and check out some highlights. All right, we are in northern waters. And let's check out the teams here. There are a couple of destroyers per side, a couple of cruisers, and the rest are battleships. So yeah, I really thought that the Niord was going to be an overpowering ship, and here, this is kind of an example of, I think, what you're going to be able to expect. So that looked like a pretty good shot, and it was only 8,000 damage for 3 hits, and we are going to take a torpedo strike, torpedo shot in that gap right there. 86 knot speed or 78 knot speed, well, whatever that was, it was close to 80 knots, and that was an unbelievable fast speed for these torpedoes on the ship, and they will reach way out into that gap over there. So because I've got everybody on the red team basically focusing on me, I'm going to do the cruiser thing for just a little bit, and I'm going to go and hide behind this island and try to regroup and see if I could get into a situation where it is to my advantage. I'm still kind of looking at the Atlantico here. But yeah, I don't really know of anybody that has had a spectacular match with Niord. And it really does remind me, I think in the introduction for the video, I said that the ship kind of reminds me of the legendary Florida, and it's not because the Florida is a legendary tier ship, it's because the Florida was legendary for being absolutely underwhelming. Probably should have gone for the broadside on the cruiser there, but I was still focused on the Atlantico. Had I have nicked the Mogami there, I probably would have destroyed the ship, but I didn't. I'm focused on them now, but there are some torpedoes that went by. I believe those were on the other side of the island. And so I'm expecting some torpedoes to come up in the gap here. And yeah, we are going to back up. There are the torpedoes coming in that direction. I'm not really sure if it's from a destroyer or an aircraft carrier, but here is a Delaware, or the Delaware would also have some aircraft that could try to launch a strike. So there are a lot of torpedo possibilities in the game. I think the Delaware is torpedoes. In any event, there's a lot of torpedoes coming from unexpected places, and I'm sort of assuming that it is from the hybrid battleships. Right, so here's the Atlantico coming in the gap here, and I think he does not expect 10 torpedoes going at right around 80 knots, and kind of a sitting duck right here, and this is going to be the highlight of the torpedo action on the Niord and what you can expect. So it looks like the Atlantico is not even really aware of those torpedoes coming. He is now, though, and yeah, a bunch of torpedo hits. 10,000 damage per hit. And from the games that I have seen, I think that you get most of your damage out of the Niord from the torpedoes, not necessarily the main guns. But we are ahead in the match, and you know, if you get in a good position here, here's my one shot at the Mogami, see if I could take that guy out. But if you get in a good position here, you can do well. So, Citadel hit and a destruction on the Mogami, and yeah, it's possible that you can get a good score. I have gotten several Citadels, even against battleships, with the Niord, even though it is basically a battle cruiser. It just depends on your situation and where everybody's at. So there's not much that's really great to say about the ship, except for the outstanding torpedoes, which you almost have to get into a lucky situation to use. So in that way, the ship can be a challenge to play. It is certainly not your overpowering battleship. The secondaries don't have much going for it. But it is a free ship, so after I get done with this video, I probably will start working on the Japanese Tier 8 destroyer. I think that's the Kushami. But for right now, we're just trying to get a halfway decent match, or even just a match that kind of shows the highlights of the ship. And I think the torpedo strike that we saw earlier does kind of show what I think is the highlights of the ship. Yeah, the Delaware is pretty much cooking there. I'm going to stay right behind the island here and not go out in the open, so that I can at least capture the base and get some pretty good XP. A lot of times when you do fairly well, where you get a bunch of destroyed ships and a bunch of flags up there, you don't really rank up that high on the leaderboard. Here comes some torpedoes, so I'm going to back up and let the torpedoes go by. I think those are the black torpedoes, even though the black is long gone. Torpedoes on the black take so long to go. They're long range, but they're really slow. So you can definitely see torpedoes like this from the black long after the ship has been destroyed. So, all right, so we've avoided those torpedoes. We've captured the base. Now we are going to go and try to finish off the Delaware and the Giuseppe Verdi. So we are just going to go right out here in harm's way and basically mix it up. There's also an aircraft carrier that we have to deal with. So I believe all those ships are in this general direction. So pretty fast speed on the Niord, so that is good. 33 knot speed. You can get even quicker with the battle booster going. Any battle booster increases the ship's speed, so just put a battle booster and put a battle booster on the ship, and you will max out your speed up to the 33 knots. See if we can do anything on the Delaware, and we didn't really do all that great. But here you can see that the guns traverse 360 degrees, especially that back turret. Here the Giuseppe Verdi is broadside. I did angle up a little bit to to compensate in case the shells drop short. And we got a little bit of damage right there, not that much. But as I recall, he's gonna come around and turn this way. I'm gonna try to get some more torpedo shots on him. There you go. He is easily within range, even though he's 12 kilometers away. And here I'm accommodating Giuseppe Verdi's acceleration that I'm expecting. So that's why I went way forward of the aiming indicator to compensate for what I think his acceleration is going to be. But it looks like he's getting chewed up pretty good by my teammates, and I don't really expect he's going to be around for those torpedoes to hit. At least I don't remember that. So yeah, we got 3 of the guns loaded here. Let's see what happens when we take a shot at them. And there is the aircraft carrier. I'm waiting to close in on them to get a good broadside going. And torpedoes will get them. All right, well, there you go. So there you go. So get some torpedo action against 2 ships throughout the game. Now let's see if we can close up on the Kaga here and take him out. 4 destroyed ships would be a pretty good showing. And at this point with 3 destroyed ships, I'm thinking, wow, am I really going to be near the top of the leaderboard here with the Niord? That would be kind of crazy. Here I am aiming up a little bit, and this should kind of do it. And no, my teammate got him before my shells got there, but the shells would have definitely taken him out. And yeah, that was a big time victory for the Niord. 402,000 credits, 88,000 total damage performance on 33 main gun hits, 5 torpedo hits, 3 destroyed ships, a couple, 1 assisted, couple floodings, Citadel hit on that cruiser, and we did get the captured base. And yeah, we expect to get some pretty good XP out of this, and you can see that I am maxed out on my XP numbers up here, 2,500 almost global XP, almost 16,000 on the Commander XP. That's because I had global boosters going across the board as we saw in the setup of the ship. Let's see how we did on the team result, and there you go. It is almost 2,200 XP, 2,167, but it is 3rd place. Those other players on the blue team did an outstanding job. 2,500 XP each. That is awesome. And look at all the players on the blue team that got over 2,000 XP. So it was a rolling match where the blue team definitely rolled the red team, and it's just how the cookie crumbles. All right, let's see how we did on the economy tab. 254,000 silver credits by the time it was all said and done. And that is basically it for my first look at the Niord. And yeah, I thought that it would be a ship that we would have to worry about them nerfing because the main guns reloaded so quick, main guns traversed so quick, and the torpedoes were so outstanding. But it turns out that the guns are basically flat, like the Florida, Tier 6 Florida, when it was first released into the game before it got buffed. And for the cost of the Admiralty backing, and if you want a Tier 8 premium battleship, might as well take a look at the Niord, especially if your other option is that destroyer and you're kind of questionable on destroyers. In any event, let me know what you think down below. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.